Chat, here we go. It's Diaz versus Joreuz in a best of 5. A matchup that we had a few months ago when Diaz was topping the world when it came to 1v1. And I think it was just about the world, not even US East, because everybody was coming over from EU trying to play him on US East and could not take him down. Now, the guy who could take him down was Joreuz. Even though Nas couldn't do it, Nas has been a little bit more ingrained in the 1v1 world at the highest level as of late. Joreuz hopped in and showed that he is, you know, a king killer. He can absolutely take down anybody at any time, and he's always been that way. As M80 Joreuz is going to send this one into the ceiling. Quick jump off and gets back to the ball for the ground pinch before Diaz can make his way back. 2 streams in one day today. Went live earlier today as Diaz is going to make it 2-1. Last time these guys played, like I said, Joreuz able to finish it 3-2. Maybe one day when we go full time, this could be what it'll be like. More Rocket League streams, more show matches, although mostly it has to do with just player interest. You know, if player interest is there, you cannot pass it up as a streamer. And these guys were ready to go today, so we had to bring him in. Diaz missed the boost. We couldn't see the boost there for a while, and I don't think anybody said anything. We all just had a feel for the boost, but now it's back as Joreuz trying to flick top left, just barely on the outside. It hits the crossbar and falls out. Now Diaz, a little camera check to see what Joreuz is up to, but didn't get enough height on the flick to make anything out of it. Joreuz on 0, and that corner was just taken, although this is going to take long enough that Joreuz might still have a chance to pick some up. Although he is going to defend on very little. And Diaz able to get it over the top of him. 12 boosts to work with, and that boost spawned pretty late there. He didn't really stand a chance at picking that up. Diaz on the wall to air dribble. He is one of the most efficient air dribblers, if not the most, in the one's game right now. We watched Dark play earlier today, and there's definitely no one who is more unique than Dark. It's probably the hardest air dribbler to read, but what Diaz will do to you is he'll just break you down with every single option. And he does such a good job of protecting the ball during the entirety of the dribble. Joreuz, even if he wanted the challenge early, is not really going to be able to with the way with the way Diaz stays glued to the ball and ready to use his flip at any moment if you were to try and challenge him early. Another kickoff win into an air dribble bump, and it's a 5-1 lead for Diaz, and a lot of that is coming off the back of kickoffs. Joreuz is going to have to clean up the kickoff here in the remaining 3 minutes, and he can still bring it back. He's looked decent when the game has broken down into more midfield. That's how he got one of his stolen possessions that he converted for his only goal. Now he's going to try and show Diaz how to do it. I'm not sure why he used his flip there. He needed to hold on after he jumped up into the air and had the reset. Once Diaz is challenging, I mean, flipping is so committal. You need to save that flip for a wave dash or some sort of recovery, or at the very least just not flipping at all, because you fall to the ground a little bit faster. Instead, he kind of went all in, trying to push the ball through using his flip, and Diaz kept it solid right in front of him. He's able to get the 6th goal. Long shot for Joreuz now. A clean zap dash leads to him being able to undercut Diaz, and now can he find a way to get this on target? Found himself above the air dribble. Wants a demo on Diaz. Doesn't get it, but might get the long shot. Diaz recovers just in time to guide it off target and will not allow the freebie, and instead it'll be Diaz making it 7-1. The predictions are chalked. Is that what you're saying, that they still open? Well, I'll tell you what. Some people got to pour some points onto Diaz here late, I imagine, as Joreuz, great movement around the ball. This is what the 1v1 game has really become on these air dribbles. If people aren't challenging, The shooters will not send the ball until they're sure it will get around defenders. And this time comes out in the form of Joreuz rising up off the bounce and getting around the ball to place it behind Diaz. Diaz not going to quite be able to cut this in front of the net, but actually just let it roll up the back wall to make it awkward for Joreuz, who's going for a pinch. You could tell the ball was set up to roll perfectly in position. And you see him slowing down, but Diaz must have seen it as well as he passes to himself off the ceiling. And the side flip, gets pinned away. Credit to Joreuz for a great save. He's actually going to get his own back corner boost as well, and this should just be a clean takeaway. Can't imagine a world in which Diaz finds a way to make up for that, as Joreuz is able to get 2 straight, showing signs of life here at the end of game number 1, which is a good sign. Maybe not for this game, which will take quite the comeback, although Joreuz is known for those, but at least for the series going forward, as he chains a dash up the side wall, gets bumped off after getting demoed, but flips to recover, and now has a quick possession. Can he capitalize? Went for the late musty, a little bit too close to the net, and Diaz able to cover that angle. Now Diaz back the other way, the wave dash catch, and Joreuz is ready to go next, but he did get a bit of momentum at the end of this game, and so I actually don't hate this go next call, which can now maybe keep momentum slightly in his favor before letting Diaz, rack up a few more goals and erasing the work that Joreuz did do mentally. Game number 2. Joreuz and Diaz. The battle of the Z's. And Joreuz will get the lead early here. A little kickoff win results in a goal within the first 6 seconds. And now Joreuz is going to half flip off the kickoff. Diaz nowhere close to being able to punish with that slow rolling shot as Joreuz goes to the ceiling, sees the pre-jump, but the pre-jump is actually to the back wall, and Diaz actually recovered there and made the save still. A bit of a fake pre-jump. Normally you see players attacking and trying to steal the ball away. Diaz instead launched high in the air, but seemingly with full intention of just heading to the back wall and making the save from that position, as he now tries to play keep away with Joreuz, who pre-jumped him, and Diaz is just barely off. Crossbar down and out. Now Joreuz is trying to be as efficient as possible with his 9 boost in order to get this ball out of danger, and he's not able to. Diaz tying it up. Joreuz checking to see what Diaz is doing, whether or not he's going to follow him here to the midfield. He saw that he was headed to the other side for 100, so he's got time to collect his dribble and just barely not able to find a close angle on the ground. Now an air dribble that's going to take a couple resets to get back on target, but Joreuz never has an issue with that. The problem is that finish was not what he wanted. He was looking for a powerful shot, although I think, I thought Diaz might have missed there. But that play from Joreuz was not the worst in the world, in the idea at least. It's just the finish didn't have the strength he was hoping for, and because it didn't, it's just a goal the other way, and that's often how it is. You don't find the power on a shot in ones, as Diaz launching this ball to the ceiling. The reset shot is in. My goodness. Diaz just slinging it into the ceiling with that side flip as he comes off the wall and directly back into his car, because of course it's Diaz, and that's easy for a guy like him. Joreuz, a kickoff into his possession in the back corner. Diaz, a dunk, looking for a double in order to get around the Joreuz pre-jump, but Joreuz lands on the back wall, gets the save, and is probably going to try and boom a counterattack, and just barely off target. Wants the demo now, doesn't get it, and doesn't get the boost either. So now, gonna have to retreat with very little. He got the touch to get it out of the way, and now Diaz is the one who has to make a defensive play, guiding away Joreuz's long shot. Right now, these two vying for control over this ball, floating high in the midfield. It's going to pinch away, and Diaz, it's the first touch reset. Joreuz, he has not been able to fight through Diaz in the air. Diaz's aerial 50s have been rock solid. despite Jorya's coming in with a ton of speed, although he will take this one away and bring the game within 1. Diaz extending it right back. The iconic Ka-Chow goal explosion that he always seems to be using. When can we have a Nas versus Diaz rematch? I'm not sure. We'll have to see when it makes the most sense. They have had quite the good rivalry of one's players who have stayed active. Diaz is going to musty this into Jorya's and back up into himself. It didn't seem like it had the initial power it would have needed to get past Jorya's, but he was around to make sure the clear had no way out. Diaz evading Jorya's, who's trying to be a pest around the nets. You see the frustration jump here from Jorya's on the opposite end of the field. He finds himself down 4. It was a better start for Jorya's, but Diaz breaking out and getting the lead all the same. Now Jorya's thought about the free jump, came back down to the ground, makes this save, but he's going to get bumped out. There's almost nothing he could do. He's floating in the air, and by the time he's landing back down, that's right when Diaz is going to make contact. So there's just not really anything that Jorya's can do quick enough to dodge away from that incoming bump, as he's a little bit high on his wave dash kickoff here. Diaz missing by a long shot, but recovering quickly. Now Jorya's, before he could even get his dribble started, Diaz has already intercepted it. It's going to be a reset into the back corner. Jorya's forced to pinch it away. Diaz wants a full field psycho, and he did lob this one near the target. Jorya's going to hit him right back. It's a psycho off, but ultimately the ball does fall into Jorya's corner, and he times his flick well with the challenge. Needs a pre-flip, but can't get there. He didn't have enough boost. Actually, credit to him for keeping this possession going. It should have just been over, but Jorya's had nothing left over, and now you can see the frustration there. He really went all in to get that goal, including the backflip on 0 boost when he didn't get it. Dropped the controller here. I don't know if he's going to want to go next in this game number 2, or if he's just taking a moment to reset here. Diaz. Air dribble reset. Musty falls right into Jorya's hand, and the long shots will give him a 3rd goal. I don't know if Diaz is going to give too many of those here as the game winds down, though, with 42 seconds left to go. Diaz can take it easy and secure this Game 2 win. Diaz gets the reset pass, gets demoed in the process, and the ball is bouncing off target. So that will favor Jorya's, who's just going to launch the ball up the side wall. I don't think he's too interested in trying to rush goals to make up the 5 he's down, but he is just going to drop a GG here. Diaz looks like he wants to put a clip on, so I'm not going to pause the game. Jorya is restarting his game. Never mind. Diaz isn't going to hit a clip. He's just going to wait it out. Okay, now I don't want to go to another kickoff, so I'm just going to end it. 9-3. 2-game wins. Jorya's needs a restart. We're getting back for Game 3. Game number 3, Diaz and Jorya's. Jorya's has restarted the game and has shown up in the Octane to try and turn this series around. As Diaz will take the skies, Jorya's going to meet him there and actually force Diaz to go ceiling pinch, and the initial shot not on target because of that, but Diaz has the faster recovery. Diaz, direct kickoff goal, gonna make it 2-0. Not the end of the world under normal context, but with Joreuz struggling to get a footing here in this Diaz rematch, kind of felt like he needed to start off game number 3 strong. Diaz resets, does such a good job of protecting it. That's what I was talking about earlier. Even when he doesn't score or has a soft finish, like he did there, he's never leaving the play. Joreuz pre-jumped this one, but Diaz able to get the 50 easily. What is going on here? He actually just messed up and did not allow himself a 3rd goal. Could have put it on target. He was probably just thinking, it doesn't matter if it bounces off the wall. I'm fine anyways. But that bounce was not going to do it. And it came floating high, and now he couldn't handle it. Joreuz on the board. Joreuz a possession in the back corner. Bounce dribble hook shot, and Diaz, who dove to try and intercept it, did not connect. Seemed like he was going to be able to make contact, but these hook shots are always deceiving. Oh, Diaz jumped so early. He actually kind of turned away from the save. Diaz on the air dribble 50. Gonna make it a 3-2 lead. Kep, I am gonna mod you. Feel free to nuke anybody you want to nuke. Joreuz on the air dribble. Diaz just takes it away. You can see the OK is immediately dropped. Fell so far off the ceiling and just stole it right off his control. Diaz air dribble reset. Musty's a bit too high. Joreuz is forcing it there. Diaz doing his best to evade the bump pressure from Joreuz. Seems to succeed. But Diaz gains control all the same and is flicking top shelf. 3-goal lead with 3 minutes left to go. Diaz double reset. Joreuz dropping it OK. What a save. Felt like he should have been able to get there. As Diaz, my goodness. I guess he might have owned goal. That's why he could be saying that. Could have been crossbar down and out. But he gives himself some flack. Diaz, I mean, Joreuz is just dropping OKs left and right. He does not feel like he has an answer. He's in reverse cam there for a moment, then lands, and Diaz gets it over the top of him. Joreuz has not been able to find the way to stop the guy who has been one of the best and proving to still be the best air dribble attacker in 1v1 right now. Joreuz hasn't been able to get a clean kickoff possession either. Probably a part of the frustration as he backs off and lets Diaz go to work, and he's just going to be dropping wows. I think there might be a little bit of tilts. If you suggested a 7TV emote, it has to be a 7TV link. Whatever you sent was not that. As Diaz up by 6 goals. Joreuz able to demo him. Gonna need a big turnaround right now as he seems to search for the answer for what is clearly a little bit of tilt here against Diaz. Another kickoff not in his favor. There's the OK, drops right away, and there's the GGs. He's had enough. He hasn't been able to get a kickoff, and he doesn't want to try and win another one. GGs. Diaz, do you have any pogos? Any pogos for the road? Last time these guys played, it was a joyous win in 5. This time, though, Diaz just on points. Playing near perfection in the air. Very little people on the planet who can stop him when he's doing that. Ooh, hasn't worked on his pogo, though. Does he want another chance? Oof. I don't know. No problem. No problem. Again, I guess I have to do it myself. You know? Sometimes you just got to take it into your own hands. We are going to get our pogo. One way or the other. Anyways, chat. Good game. Good match. Diaz takes a 3-0.